How's it going, everybody? It is the Kage Level Fox here. This is my channel. I talk about anime, video games, cartoons, most notably Sonic and Ninja Turtles. And today I am doing a live stream. Yep, that's right. Probably weren't expecting this. I didn't really give much of a notice or anything like that. I almost never do with my live streams. But yep, I'm doing a stream today. I don't really have much that I want to specifically talk about, but if you guys want to make this into like a Q&A or something and ask me questions, I'll feel free to answer. I might even try to animate in front of you guys, see how that works out. Um, as far as my animation stuff goes, I'm a little bit ill prepared on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some stuff play in the background and work on some drawings and all that stuff. And while that's happening, I'll like upload it on my computer. And if I, have enough time or something like that, I could probably like digitally draw some drawings in front of you guys, and just talk to you, keep you guys entertained. I might even play some music. Hopefully, I won't get copyright strike for that, but I won't play anything with like any lyrics per se. Specifically, I'm gonna like listen to some Yu-Gi-Oh OST and stuff from Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds because like I just said in my your Forger Akiza video, I just got off of watching Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds last month, and oh my god, it still holds up to this day. And bruh, like when I play those themes, you guys are gonna understand why I'm like hooked. Okay, so where do I even begin? Um, New Year, same show or same shit. What's happening? Oh, we're Ninja. Welcome and stuff to my stream. Hope you're having a good day. I guess I'm going to talk about what I've been up to for the last couple of days, or what led up to my New Year's, and then what I did 2 days ago for the first day of the New Year's. Didn't do too much. I mean, like, let's see, 2 days ago, well, not 2 days ago, but on the last 2 days actually before New Year's Day. So, like, the 29th and the 30th, I kind of went to the theaters. I saw, let's see, what did I see first? I saw Wicked too. I'm not a huge Wicked fan like that or anything, but since it was a big thing, and I was like, you know what? Why not watch Wicked? So I saw the first one like a couple of weeks ago on like TV and stuff. I was like, why not? So I watched it. I can't remember if it was like on Peacock or Amazon or something. I think it was on Amazon. So I watched it there. Wasn't half bad. Did I see the Stranger Things finale? No, no, I did not. Upward Ninja. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really watch Stranger Things like that. Um, I probably should have, but I mean, I can always watch it someday. But yeah, I heard the controversial ending with Stranger Things, where I heard something about a kid. It's of course it's being talked about as usual, but some kid came out as like gay or something like that, and it's weird because like Stranger Things is set in the '80s, and I'm like going to myself like coming out in the '80s. I mean, look, it can happen, but a lot of people definitely were not accepting about homosexuality. Definitely not in the '80s, not in the '90s, and trust me, I lived through the 2000s, and people didn't like that either. I was just like going to myself like, I mean, for people that like watch the Boondocks, for example, right? Um, if you see in the Boondocks, you guys remember like Gangstalicious and stuff, and how he was gay and everything, and that was set in the 2000s, and like how nobody wanted anything to do with Gangstalicious when they found out that he was gay, and low key, not even Riley, and Riley was like one of his biggest fans. He looked up to Gangstalicious, and when he found out he was gay, he was like, oh hell no, I don't want to deal with that. The power of gay saved the day. Of course it did. Of course it did. But anyways, but yeah, homies over hoes. Yeah, you already know. God, that was so weird. Um, do the homie. That is so nasty. But yeah, yeah, yeah. What else? So anyways, yeah, I saw Wicked too. It wasn't half bad. I liked it. I thought it was all right. So I saw that in theaters. Then the next day later, I saw Avatar. Originally, I would have saw it sooner with my family and stuff, but they were kind of stalling and stuff, and I wanted to see it before the year ended and all that. And I thought we were going to see it down there when I was visiting family, but because my nana might have wanted to see it or whatever, I was like, oh, or that's what my aunt assumed, but it was a lot. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to see it myself since we got home since I got home and everything. I was like, all right, well, I'll just see it myself then. Avatar 3 was pretty solid. If you like the second movie, it's pretty much just like that. Just about. A little bit more action and stuff, of course. Some really dark moments and everything. I'm not gonna try to spoil too much, but yeah, it was definitely a good watch. I got nothing. Yeah, and it's kind of weird to me, like how people are like, "Oh, Avatar should have never been a trilogy or whatever, or should have never been." I'm like, well, I mean, the first movie came out like 2010, 2010 and stuff, a long time ago. And I never expected Avatar, like I said, when Way of Water came out, I never expected Avatar to get a sequel after so many years had passed. But I mean, it makes sense. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not against it. And then, we got the third movie and stuff, Way of Fire and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm not gonna hate. But because yeah, it was to me a little bit entertaining. I was like, all right, well, there's not too many movies I'm really looking forward to except for this one, so why not? So, anyways, and then I was gonna watch Zootopia 2 again, but I decided, you know what, nah, I'm not gonna watch it on New Year's Day. So I kind of stayed in for a little bit. I can't remember specifically what I did right now on New Year's, on not New Year's Day, but New Year's Eve, the 31st. But I was kind of with family and stuff, so we kind of celebrated. I drew a little bit. I watched Dragon Ball Z. I was watching like the Namek saga. That's where I'm at. I mean, I've already seen all of Dragon Ball Z, but I'm going back because sometimes when it comes to like animes or shows and stuff like that, I know some people would tend to like watch it and like one go and never almost pick it up again. But it's been a long time since I've like watched Dragon Ball Z, or at least watched some of the earlier stuff like the Seiya saga, and now we are watching this the Namek saga, and I also got the Frieza saga on DVD. So after I finish up the Namek saga, already know I'm going to put in the Frieza saga. So yeah, and I might even continue from there and like go to the Android saga, Cell saga, Babidi, Boo, all that stuff. So yeah, so it's kind of nice right now. What's happening, X Kid? How you doing today? I'm just talking about my day and what's going on and all that stuff. I might actually animate sort of in front of you guys if I get the chance. Show you guys a couple of videos, TV shows you watching. Um, I'm not really watching too many TV shows like that, to be honest. But anyways, but back to what I was saying though. So yeah, I'm watching Dragon Ball Z on DVD and stuff. When we're watching the Namek saga because it's been far too long since I've seen it. So sometimes you just need a little recap or just be like, you know what, maybe you just gotta like return to some stuff, maybe for nostalgia, maybe for whatever reason, and just like yeah, just return back to it. So there was that, and then that was when New Year's happened and stuff like that. Um, on New Year's Day, the first day of the year 2026, I did a little cleaning, took a ride, did a little DoorDash and stuff, so I got some money. That's always nice. What else did I do? I got some chicken with Publix and stuff. Got a little food or whatever. So it was a nice day. If I remember anything that come to mind, but yeah, I have not drawn a single thing yet this year so far, or the start of this year. So yeah, I'm about to finish Squid Game. Yeah, I did see Squid Game. I didn't watch the entirety of season one, just like maybe like one or two episodes, but I need to get on that train too. Because I mean, to be honest, I think in my last stream I kind of talked about how I was kind of just like, yeah, I'm kind of almost over cartoons. If they keep doing all this stuff or whatever, there's almost nothing out there for me. But some of these shows that people keep talking about, like Stranger Things, although Stranger Things just ended off like Game of Thrones in a wild, crazy way, or maybe like Voltron, where like I'm pretty sure you guys might have seen Voltron, but like remember like in Voltron where Voltron Legendary Defender it started off like really good. It was a strong start. Yeah, they kind of changed a few things compared to the original where they made like Pidge Girl and they made Alora black when Alora is supposed to be white. But I mean, hey, Alora still looked good though, regardless. They did a lot of changes to Legendary Defender, and then it kind of got a little stale in the middle, and then towards the end, uh, it was a climactic finish, I guess. And then they killed off Alora, which I was like, why'd they have to do that? Like, I don't know. I'm like, dang, that was messed up. And then in the end, they like reveal, oh yeah, and Shiro's gay too, and he was getting married. And I was like, oh, great. So I bet it's probably that same feeling, isn't it? You watching Wonder Man? Hell no. No, thank you. I am good on full Wonder Man. I am not watching that. I think I was even saying that to like Jay Leno on either one of his streams. I might have talked to him about it, or in the chat or whatever. I was like, I mean, look, when it comes to Wonder Man, I'm not exactly like, you know me. I know my comics and stuff like that. Wonder Man, I'm not saying I don't know the character, but I'm not that familiar with the character. If that makes any sense. Like I haven't read enough about the character to be like, oh yeah. I do actually have one of his first comics because I have this book called Essential Avengers, where it's like a collection of the first 20 something issues of the Avenger comics and stuff, the classic 1960s Avenger comics and stuff, right? And Wonder Man is in one of those comics where he started off as a villain for the Avengers, sort of, where they had this trope where he was supposed to be like a Trojan horse, where the bad guys, which is the Masters of Evil, like Baron Zemo, Enchantress, Executioner, they basically created, I think his name was what, Simon Williams and stuff. Like he's a real person, like he's a man, but of course they turned him into like Wonder Man and gave him all this power, and he had enough power to go up against the Avengers. He was about just as strong as Thor and stuff like that. And then his better nature came out where he decided, not to exterminate the Avengers, and he turned against his masters and all that, and, that kind of thing. But yeah, and then I know Wonder Man, he died because that was a little contingency that Barry Zemo had in mind to keep Wonder Man in line. But and then Wonder Man came back, and then he got OP and all that stuff. So yeah, but do I think he deserves a show? No, I do not think Wonder Man deserves a show. Why'd they make him black? I don't know. I know I'm ranting, but or not ranting, but I'm rambling. Why'd they make him black? Of course, diversity or whatever. Even though I do think that the actor Yahya Abdul, he's all right. Like he was good as Black Manta, but he kind of pissed me off that one time when he said that, oh, superhero stuff is clown work, and then he went to go work for Marvel and play Wonder Man. Like what? I don't know how you get off on saying that, and then just go to Marvel and be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna play Wonder Man, and now we're doing this thing where we're gonna be mocking, the fans again, and doing this meta commentary or whatever. It's like, why? Why are you doing this? I don't know. I don't know. What makes you think that that's going to be entertaining to watch? You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not going to force myself to watch that. I don't even have Disney Plus right now. I know I said I had it a couple back around the time when Ironheart was out, so I just watched it anyways because I had Disney Plus. But I'm not watching Wonder Man. That just seems like a waste of time. I'm just being honest. I'm just being completely honest. But that's my opinion on the Wonder Man subject, though. But man, what was I going into? But yeah, so yeah, I was rewatching. I'm rewatching Dragon Ball Z basically. So yeah, and then yesterday, it was Friday, and I was actually, this is my first anime finally watching and stuff of the year. That's actually Naruto. I was watching classic Naruto and stuff, and I was rewatching the Search for Tsunade arc because I always kind of like watch those episodes with like Itachi and versus Sasuke, and when like Itachi like bumps into like Naruto and stuff at the end and stuff because he's there to capture him along with Kasame and all that stuff, and Jiraiya shows up and Sasuke shows up and he tries to fight Itachi and Itachi whoops Sasuke, and they played their backstory as to why Sasuke hates Itachi and all that stuff, And I was kind of explaining that to my aunt too because I was showing her the episode or whatever. She was like, yeah, because she wears an Itachi shirt and all that stuff that somebody got her. And she doesn't know the character like that, so I was just kind of telling her or showing her. But I was also watching the Search for Tsunade arc and stuff too, just for old time's sake, because again, why not? And that's also and I might even get the manga stuff of it too, of the Search for Tsunade arc. But yeah, that's just such an underrated story inside the classic Naruto series and stuff. I mean, I know a lot of people like the Land of the Waves and the Sasuke retrieval or the Chunin exams and stuff. Trust me, I like all those arcs. Land of the Waves is definitely a classic, but to be honest, to me, like it's just gotten a little stale because I'm always going back and rewatching and rewatching it. It's like, all right, it's gotten a little bit like every time you want to restart to like the original OG Naruto, it's a little stale, and it's like, all right, I'm good, And then Chunin exams, I mean, that's always fire, especially like the later on matches and all that stuff. And then, of course, the Sasuke retrieval, you got the big fight between Naruto, Sasuke, and the Sound 4, Sound 5 versus the Sasuke retrieval squad. So, yeah. Yep. So yeah, rewatched the Search for Tsunade arc. Pretty good. Seeing Orochimaru, Tsunade, Jiraiya, the three of them going at it. Well, really against Orochimaru, of course. So, yep. So yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna share with you guys some stuff. Hopefully, I'll be able to work on some drawings in the meantime. I think I told you guys that I'm working on the Tales versus Infinite animation, mainly because well, why not? Because I want to give my boy Tails some spotlight because it just feels like a part of me has been kind of neglecting Tails a little bit as a character for a bit, and like also some of these like Sega stuff doesn't really do much with Tails like the way I want. Like I really want them. Like I really want Sega or Sonic Team to like really live up to Tails' potential. And I don't mean like him having a good moment here and there in the IDW comics or in the movie or whatever or the games. But I mean like him actually doing something like really like holy crap. You know what I'm saying? Like he just took down Infinite and stuff because I know a lot of people do that whole thing, like show that whole thing of that compilation of like Tails fighting Shadow and then Tails gets beat up by Shadow every goddamn time. Like whether it be like just Jesus, like Shadow got something against foxes or something, or Tails in particular. Like first there's Sonic X, definitely inside Sonic X. Um, then inside Sonic Boom, where Shadow likes Tails like, Shadow, what are you doing? Fox hunting. That's what I'm doing. And then he beat up Tails. Um, he beat up Nine, which is a version of Tails inside Sonic Prime. And then of course in the movie and stuff, Tails is like the second person. Like after he beats up Knuckles and stuff, Shadow attacks Tails immediately. Like my God, this is a cycle. But my point is though, is I want to give Tails a little something. So I'm doing the animation where he's fighting Infinite because I feel like Infinite's also a character that needs to make a comeback or needs to be brought back and stuff. Um, I know a lot of people don't really like Sonic Forces like that. I'm not a huge fan of Sonic Forces myself. I mean, to be honest with you, I kind of traded in the game because I got a little bit bored of it. But I'm not gonna lie though, Infinite, I thought he had a cool design and he had a lot of potential, and it just kind of felt like a waste to just throw him away in favor of like, oh yeah, let's get rid of him for Doctor Eggman. For what reason exactly? I don't know. And I like Doctor Eggman, great villain, but it's just like, all right, you just need to retire Dr. Eggman's character. I don't know, write him out of the story, don't use him as much, replace him for somebody else. I don't care if it's Zavok, I don't care if it's Infinite, I don't care if it's even Metal Sonic. Please, just shelf Dr. Eggman, please. I don't care if it's, especially, it has to be like maybe Dr. Starline, maybe it can be Clutch. Somebody, please just retire Dr. Eggman. He doesn't have to be in every single Sonic game. You got to get a little bit more creative than that, man. I'm just throwing that out there. So, anyways, but yeah. Anyways, all right. So let me play some of these videos to keep you guys entertained. I might even talk over some of them too, which that's going to just further distract me even more. But it is what it is. Actually, I might actually show you guys Nerd Culture's video because he just put out a video today. Oh yeah, and I just got, like, if I didn't also mention it, I got back from rewatching Zootopia 2 a few hours ago or an hour ago. It was fun. I had to rewatch Zootopia 2 again, show my support. It was definitely a packed theater, that's for sure. Even at this point, yeah, it's still a packed theater. And how can I not want to see Zootopia 2 again in theaters on the big screen, before it hits DVD and all that stuff, right? I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But anyways, let me. I might actually, but I said Nerd Culture, so I'm gonna probably because I was about to rewatch his video again because I didn't see it. But apparently, he did a video about Batman Beyond and Miles Morales, so I guess I'll probably listen to that real quick, and then I'll show you guys some other stuff and some stuff from some of my YouTube friends as well. So let's get on it. Let's get to that.
Boring.
Dad, you can't see the movie.
I can't believe we're paying to see something we get on TV for free.
I might just
If you ask me, everybody in this theater is a giant sucker, especially you.
I checked out this YouTuber the other day. His name is Uncle Tom to me. I think his name Uncle Fox on YouTube.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not even know he even mentioned me in this video, but it makes all the sense. He got this video inspired for me too, because I kind of brought up Miles Morales versus Batman Beyond, or him and Batman Beyond being compared and stuff. And I remember Jay Leno, like a few days ago on New Year's Day, he also reacted to the video as well on his stream. So definitely check out his stream. He reacted to me and SSJ's videos and stuff, and some of our more popular stuff that came out, and some of the stuff that he kind of favorited. So that was pretty cool of him, though. Anyways, let me get back to this. Again, I'm distracting myself here.
But he had an interesting video saying he thinks in the near future Batman Beyond will be popular than Miles Morales. He did admit that Miles Morales Spider-Man is popular now at this moment, and in the future that could change.
Sorry for the dramatic pause. I had to turn some stuff off. That was my heater. All right. First off, I never said Batman Beyond will be more popular in the future. I just said as of right now, currently, Miles Morales definitely is more popular than Batman Beyond when you really think about it. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis is a phenomenal character and stuff. He's definitely a very phenomenal character, but really, like DC hasn't really done much with Batman Beyond ever since like really the 90s and early 2000s, you know. Not since the movie and not since like the cartoon ended, you know. And of course, you know, we had the epilogue from Justice League Unlimited, which is great too. But after that, they haven't really done much with Batman Beyond. Yeah, we had a few tie-in comics or whatever, but you know, they either got canceled or people weren't really reading it like they, you know, even though they like Batman Beyond, they weren't reading it like that, you know. So it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. But that's where Miles comes in, where, you know, Miles had a decent comic run. I'm sorry, I can't speak because I was drinking something. Excuse me. I was drinking some sweet tea, and that's probably the popcorn for earlier too. What was I saying? Something about Miles? But yeah, Miles just had Across the Spider. I mean, well, what was it? Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. Those two movies. Even though I don't like the Across the Spider-Verse, trust me, I really don't like it. But those were really popular movies and stuff. And if you go on like YouTube right now, I'm pretty sure they got like millions of like views and stuff like that for each clip or something like that. You know, even that short clip of that short of like when Miles was dealing with like some kind of mental struggle or something like that, and he had that moment with his dad. I was like, man, that should have been in the movie. That was a really cool scene right there, you know. But yeah, but if Marvel definitely does play their cards right, they can definitely make Miles really into like a solid kind of like staple kind of character. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just throwing that out there, you know. And really, I know some people try to be like, well, Miles wasn't that popular back when he had his comics. Yeah, but people get into characters because of the mainstream stuff. Like, for example, Batman. I mean, yeah, Batman was popular in the comics, but people mostly know of Batman through the movies, the cartoon, the video games, all that stuff. That's how he got big, you know? Like, people used to think Batman used to be goofy and silly back from like 1939, or at least like, well, his stories were series in the 1939 when he first appeared. But, you know, people didn't know that, you know, until like at least you got to the Michael Keaton Batman, which was 1989, 50 years after the fact, where they're like, oh, wow, Batman can be dark and serious, you know? So it's all in a matter of just how you can, like how I'm saying, like how these companies can definitely like frame something. But let me get back to this video. I'm just like explaining myself here.
My thinking about all of this, it won't change. I'm about to show y'all some receipts. I'm gonna show y'all a picture of how much the comics are worth, the first appearance. So you're looking at it on the screen right now. The first appearance of Batman Beyond, I think, is about 300 or something. And then the first appearance of Spider-Man Miles Morales is $1,000, like for a 9.8. is just going to get louder than that. Think about it. A Miles Morales book is a 9.8, and he never had a live action movie or really his own TV show. He's been on TV shows and different episodes and cartoon animation and stuff like that, but he never really had his own show and his own movie that's live action. I predict, in fact, I think it's going to be true, Miles Morales live action will be.
Yo, what's happening? Sonic Rush 141. How you doing, bro? It's been a while and stuff. I hope you're having a happy New Year's and all that stuff, you know? But anyways, let me get back to the thing. I'm actually doing an animation right now. So I'm playing this video in the background so you guys can like listen to it while I work. I'm going to do a little sketch and all that stuff. And then I'll like bring it up and like, I'll try to like, you know, scan it on my computer. And then I'll like, I'll do Clip Studio and like trace over the stuff. Hopefully at some point in this stream. So enjoy. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to answer. Feel free to ask. I'll happily answer them.
Probably in the next 10 to 15 years, I think we're going to see some type of live action Miles Morales movie. And if we see that, a book that's $1,000 before anything real came out of Miles Morales, that book is going to skyrocket. DC, they're playing games. I don't think they believe in Batman Beyond. I think they said Bruce Wayne Batman, he sells so well. Why mess up that formula? I don't believe we're going to see a Batman Beyond movie in our lifetime. So that means that book or any merchandise of Batman Beyond probably won't be worth that much or even in popularity as a Miles Morales Spider-Man. Now let's bring race. I know y'all don't like speaking race. Y'all hate the topics. But let's just be honest. A black Spider-Man is way cooler than Terry McGinnis. To me, Terry McGinnis, his personality is blim. He tries to act like Bruce Wayne a lot. He's like 17 and 18, but he has a grown man like in him. He
All right, first off, I got a question. I was going to say, first off, this kind of looks like a model for Barbary Gordon. Sometimes they do actually reuse models. I've been very busy with life and some projects. One of my regular channel and for Ravencroft Institute channel. Oh, you have a Ravencroft Institute channel. Nice. I got to subscribe to that. I'm assuming that you're naming that based off of that institute from Marvel Comics where like, because I remember that, yeah, that was inside Spider-Man. It was either Riker's Island or it was like Raven. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Actually, not I almost said Web of Shadows, but in Web of Shadows it was Riker's Island, but what's his face? Yeah, Ravencroft. Yeah, where the some of the Spider-Man's crazy villains like Carnage and all them be going and stuff like that sometimes. Yeah, from Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yep. I noticed that reference. What was I going to say though? I was going to comment on Paul's thing. First off, I mean, I don't know about that whole logic about a black Spider-Man being like, oh, well, it sells more than a Batman, than Batman Beyond or whatever. I don't know. That's more of an opinionated kind of thing, I guess. That doesn't make any sense that, Terry McGinnis tries to act like Bruce Wayne and stuff, because I have two reasons for that. One, Terry's supposed to be kind of a young Bruce Wayne anyways, because the show's premise or the concept was, or he was supposed to be a young Batman anyways, because the show's premise of Batman Beyond was it's about a teenage Batman. So that's first and foremost. Second off, Terry is Bruce's son, so of course he's going to have some kind of characteristics or traits like the black hair and stuff like that. I mean, it's just that his personality is way different from Bruce's though, because Terry is he's a delinquent and stuff like that. He used to be a troublemaker. He doesn't really come from money like that. Parents went through a divorce, has a younger brother. I wouldn't say he's trying so hard to act like Bruce Wayne, but no.
He act like he's 40 years old or something. Like, that could turn off a lot of people.
He does not act like he's 40 years old. What is he talking about?
Even though a lot of people like Batman Beyond, I don't see him as a great energy source as Miles Morales. Miles Morales is young, bright. He's a star. And I believe because he is black, he's going to bring another community. He's going to bring Spider-Man lovers to the fan base, and he's going to bring black people that probably are not really into superheroes and stuff, but they see a black superhero. So
it's been a while since I've seen Batman Beyond. Yeah, it's been a while for me too. I mean, luckily though, I actually do own the entire box set on DVD, so I can rewatch it whenever I want. Not to rub that in or anything, but yeah, because it's such a solid show. It's like, man, this show is like almost perfection, man. But yeah, that's how I feel about Batman Beyond. But man, what was I gonna say though? What do you say? Let me go back.
Superheroes and stuff that probably are not.
Oh yeah. First off, I don't think just because you have a black character, that doesn't mean that's gonna like garden the black community like that. Because first off, the black community is not really all into comic books like that. There are probably definitely some guys like, I mean, I might have some cousins that, they watched some of the cartoons back in the day, like Justice League and all that stuff, when they were like teenagers and all that, but they probably never got that deep into it. Like, oh, let me read the comics and stuff like that. Or if that was the case where there's like an abundance of black characters and stuff to get the black community involved, I mean, then people will be picking up Milestone, or be a little bit more cognitive, unless you're like a diehard comic book fan or your comics and stuff. Yeah, because even right now, I'm actually reading Milestone. I might read that later, actually, because I got a kind of Podium book or whatever from Milestone for Christmas, and I've been reading that. Ever since I got it. It's really good stuff. I kind of said that on the last stream too, where I've been reading some stuff. Like, I mean, of course I know who Static is, and I've been kind of a little bit, I know who Icon and Rocket are, sort of, like I know of them, but I never read about them until that point, or like, Blood Syndicate, that's sort of new to me, but, well, not that new, but I kind of knew of it, sort of, but, some of Static's villains or some characters might have had appearances inside Static and whatnot. Like Brick House, she was in Static at one point. Aqua Maria, although she's not at where I'm at yet inside Blood Syndicate, but yeah. What else did I read? Oh yeah, Hardware. Yeah, that dude. He got his own thing. Yeah, that man is great. That dude is crazy, or he's on some renegade type of stuff, but I like it though. So really good stuff, but I wouldn't say the black community would be flocking to it just because it has black something, or this is blackity black. Like, no. Yeah, you could probably make an argument with the Black Panther thing, but people just got into it because, well, they just wanted to see, I guess, a black superhero on the screen or whatever, and try to make it into a thing or whatever, because Black Panther is the first black superhero. But to be honest, I bet you people probably still haven't read the comics like that or anything, of that, such, Just going to throw that out there. But anyways, let me get back to the video.
Not really into superheroes and stuff, but they see a black superhero, so they're like, hey, why not? Why not test this character out? It's a reason why Marvel and DC have black superheroes or race swap or whatever. It's because they know if black characters are in a product, it will sell now. This is not 1970. This is not 1960. This is not 1980s. This is the year 2000. and 26. Even the jocks are into comic books. Every community almost is into.
First off, not every community is into comic books. I'm just gonna put that out there. Um, I would say like a lot more people are into anime and manga more so than not. But comic books, or American comic books, I mean, I mean, if they're into it, they're into it. If not, nah, not so much. When the Black Panther movie released, the black community came together and thrived a bit more, stronger. But even if Miles Morales movie came out, I won't change much. I mean, maybe some goes for Blade, same goes with Blade. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if people like, and I don't think that's the right way to really go about it, because if people are going to be into something just because, you know what I mean? Like, if you're into comics, you're into comics. That's fine. But you're not going to be, you can't force that into people and be like, oh, well, I just put this in there. So now people are going to flock to it all of a sudden. Like, it's not how that works. And that's kind of what they're doing now inside comics, where, um, and you know, I'm like, I don't got nothing against people that are like LGBT or gay or whatever, but that is kind of something that they are trying to do now to try and get, yeah, even though those people don't read comics like that. They don't like, oh, well, I'm going to read this because I'm going to read the new Pride issue or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, nobody gets those really like that. You know, I mean, some people do, but it's not selling like that. Oh God, that made me think of that Harley Quinn fart fetish comic that came out. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm thinking about that stupid ass Harley Quinn fart fetish comic that came out last year and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I had to remind you guys of that. I just remembered that. I even saw the comic too, actually, when I was at the comic book store a few days ago. I was like, oh God, they still got this. Personally, myself, I don't think I've said this consciously out loud, but honestly, if I like, here's what I would do. Okay, I'm never gonna read that comic. Okay, um, I'm never gonna read that comic. I might skim through it online or something like that, but here's what I would do, and I would straight up just tell whoever is selling the comic, here's what I'll tell them. I'll tell them exactly what I'm doing. This is why I'm getting it, and this is what I'm about to do to it in a second. Okay, I'm gonna grab maybe some plastic gloves, and if I somehow had some kind of hazmat suit, I will grab it, put it on, pick up the comic. Right, I'm gonna go to the counter. I'm gonna tell the people what exactly I'm about to do. Right, and I'm not gonna like read it. I'm gonna like, or if I can, or if I had like a lot of money, I will buy all those comics. Right, hazmat suit. I'm gonna wear the hazmat suit. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna find some place that's safe to start a fire, like a trash can fire or something like that. I don't care. I'm gonna start a trash can fire, and I'm gonna throw all those comics in there. Okay, that's exactly what I would probably do. You might as well read it. For God's sake, no, 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 no. I'm good. I'm good. Nope. Not me. Not me. Nope. Nope. And then Sonic Rush. How that stuff like it smells too. I don't want that on me or my or around my other comics or any of my other materialistic things. No, thank you. I would like I said, I'm gonna buy it, wear a hazmat suit or something while I'm holding it, right? And I'm gonna throw it into a trash can fire. Okay, immediately, like immediately. Like I'm not gonna waste any time. Not gonna read it. Fire. There it goes. And I don't usually approve of book burnings and stuff like that, but I feel like that's justified. That is very justified. All right. Just saying. But anyways, my point is though, it doesn't really get a lot of people like that if they're not into it for genuine reasons and stuff, into like, oh, comic books or oh, this, that, and the third, just because they have that, you know? So just gonna put that out there. Let me get back to this video.
To comic books. So
ooh, I saw that. Hang on. Would you rather read that I Am Not Starfire comic? Unfortunately, yeah, I would rather read that than that Harley Quinn fart fetish comic. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And that I Am Not Starfire, like it's not a comic book, but it's like a YA novel and stuff. I have skimmed through it before, and I've seen people review it and stuff at least. So I kind of know, like I know what it's about and what I would be getting myself into. But God, they got that chicken looking like Starfire had a baby with Oswald Copperpot or something. Like, good God. Like I remember actually, I was on like X, right? And when I first saw that, um, and this is actually like the creator had like she retweeted it or something. I didn't follow her, but I just randomly saw it on my feed, and I saw it. I was like, "Is that supposed to be Raven or something? Like, why is Raven fat?" And then immediately she blocked me. I was like, "What the?" Like, I thought that was Raven. Like that. That's supposed. No freaking way. I was like, There's no freaking way. That is Starfire, and apparently the dad is supposed to be Nightwing. That's their dad. I mean, that's their daughter. How? Like Starfire is physically peak woman that's like what 5'10", 6 feet tall. She's taller than Nightwing, that's for sure. Um, we all know what Starfire looks like in the comic books, okay, and what she wears. All right, super strength, everything, right? Like, bro, it's Starfire. All right, we know Nightwing, very athletic, very Olympic, acrobatic, very lean, everything. How did their genetics get that screwed up where they have a daughter like that, man? I don't know. At least that comic had a bit of direction. Yeah, it did. Yeah, I don't know what the whole point of that was. This is crazy guys claiming he can see the future. Casuals will forever follow trends. Yeah, they would upward. If they ever got the drop on a Beast Boy movie, they'll jump on that train. Yeah, I don't even know how you would be able to do a Beast Boy movie. I mean, because Beast Boy again, Beast Boy is one of those characters. Even though I like Beast Boy and I grew up with that character from the original Teen Titans show, Beast Boy is just one of those characters that just works as a side character. You know, like I mean, unless Beast Boy is a part of the Doom Patrol, or which he is probably the most popular like member of the Doom Patrol at this point, the Doom Patrol or the Teen Titans and stuff or whatever. That's all really Beast Boy will be known for because he's just not a standalone character. I mean, even like in the 2003 Teen Titans cartoon, they kind of did it. Like remember that episode where Starfire went into the future and stuff, and like Beast Boy was like, "Yeah, I tried the solo hero act thing, and it didn't exactly end well." So yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, you know, it wouldn't really be that interesting to follow a Beast Boy solo kind of a. I mean, well, unless it's like a one-off, but not for a movie though.
That's why I think Miles Morales will always be the number one seller when it comes to Batman Beyond. The only way Batman Beyond will outsell Spider-Man Miles Morales if the company, and I predict this, the company of Marvel is racist and sexist and hate men. The only way this could happen if they make Miles Morales gay, that's going to turn off a lot of people or just change his personality really, really bad. Now, they have the power to.
Thank you, Upward. I was muted this whole time, but I said all that. Anyways, going back to what you were saying, yeah, it's crazy how you never said Morales correctly. Um, and then on top of that, I was saying like Miles is just the ongoing thing right now as far as like characters and stuff goes, compared to like Terry McGinnis that doesn't have anything going on right now. I mean, now he does because him and Static are having a crossover, and I did see them in my comic book shop and stuff. I kind of skimmed through it, and as much as I like Static and as much as I like Terry McGinnis, I just didn't get it because right now it just doesn't look all that interesting. I know. Yeah, I know, right? But Miles' stuff, I skimmed through his stuff, and I'm like, you know what? This isn't half bad. But he was saying, like Paul here is saying that, well, Marvel might make Miles gay or something. I hope not, and I don't think they would do. I mean, I know he keeps saying that, but Miles currently has a girlfriend and stuff with Starling in the comics and stuff, and I think that's probably his best relationship, in my honest opinion. I would rather prefer Starling because she's at least an adjacent character to him, and she's not like, oh, Spider Gwen, which that relationship is kind of weird. I didn't mind it when I first saw Into the Spider Verse, but it's kind of like weirder and Across the Spider Verse and stuff. And now I don't like Spider Gwen, and on top of that, it just feels weird because Gwen Stacy is the love interest of Peter Parker that died. So it's kind of like, oh well, Miles is just getting Peter's sloppy seconds again. Like, no. But anyways, let me get back to this. I'm still drawing. Got a lot of drawings to do.
As $1 billion character, I hope they never transform him into some weird piece of shit. I don't know. That's the only way your Batman Beyond could beat him, if the writers of Marvel completely trash this character. And by the way, Spider-Man Miles Morales has been out since 2012, and it got so many more books, more than Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond came out in like 1999. Like Spider-Man Miles Morales got like 4, 5, 6 volumes already. Got tons of books. Just so much of Miles Morales out there in the past 10 to 15 years. Just so much, way more. It's so many stories you can go off of. I just don't see Batman Beyond beating Miles Morales in popularity and et cetera, et cetera. Right below, tell me if you think I'm wrong. Like and subscribe to the channel. I love y'all, and I'm out.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one.
I must say, that's an interesting outro. But anyways, enough about that though. I was just doing that for fun. Not to make fun of Paul actually this time, but I'm like, oh, let me hear what he had to say again. Now I'm gonna play a different video to keep you guys a little bit entertained while I draw. Not that video. All right, now let's play some of Jay Leno's stuff. I saw a video he had said that had me thinking. Well, not thinking, but just that I wanted to just like, I don't know. One of his most popular videos. This is probably his most popular video from last year. But, well, obviously that is because that's his most popular video. But no, it was something else. Not these. Now I'm tripping. No. Content creators scared to tell the truth. Oh yeah. I guess it was probably the Barry Gordon thing. So Barry Gordon, you know, the voice of Donatello and stuff. So let's play that.
This is Jay Leno, and I'm here with Barry Gordon.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. You guys know Donatello is my favorite Ninja Turtle. If you don't already know. And yeah, I do like Barry Gordon's voice from '87 Donatello. Really great. I can definitely always visualize it. You know, what can I say? Donatello is like one of my favorite. Well, he is my favorite Ninja Turtle. So, duh. Anyways, let's get back to this.
Gordon, famously known as the voice actor of Donatello from the original TMNT series. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing okay. You don't look like Jay Leno.
Yeah.
You have changed.
Ironically, he also got that from April's voice actress too, who also said, "What do you know about Jay Leno?" Yeah, that was hilarious. But anyway, let me get back to this.
Yeah.
Do you still collect cars though?
Unfortunately, a couple.
Like Hot Wheels or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm in Matchbox.
I'm not gonna lie, I still also collect some cars too. Like you remember like those old little Hot Wheel toy cars? Yeah, it's a boy thing, you know. But yeah.
Hot Wheels, yes. Everything's in a display case.
How you doing, Jay Leno?
I'm doing all right.
Cool.
Just a little nervous because I'm meeting a childhood voice that I grew up with.
Oh my gosh.
But more than anything, I got a couple of questions I want to ask you.
Sure.
So, okay, one that stands out to me the most. What inspired you? What did you use to help use your different your voice pitches and tones to display when Donatello's like nervous, excited, scared, or even excited, or yeah?
Well, basically, I don't think in terms of tone or anything. So I think in terms of what the story is doing. Mm-hmm. And if the story has me nervous or excited, then I'm going to be nervous, right? And I'm going to be excited, or I'm going to be frustrated, man, because the Turtle Lab is, the van is busted again. So you think more in terms of attitude that comes right out of the script. Mm-hmm. So I don't ever think, I have to use a certain tone. And with Donatello, particularly, I don't, because they just told me to use my own voice.
Yeah, as you're talking, it's just crazy. It's like,
right.
He just had to use it.
It's just my voice, right?
Yeah.
So it's simple. Now, Bebop's a different story.
Oh, snap.
So Bebop, I looked at the picture and I thought, well, he's
classic. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forget that he also voices Bebop too. I do remember that Cam Clark voices not only Leonardo from the '87 cartoon, but he also voices Rocksteady as well. Just to put that out there. But yeah, his normal speaking voice is definitely Donatello.
not very smart, so, I better not be too quick, too smart. And he's a warthog, so, I figured the snort would work.
How'd you get the role of Bebop anyway? You auditioned for Donatello and got the role, but why you and Cam?
We were thrown it. We were basically thrown the role. Mm-hmm. In other words,
So my guess is they probably didn't have a whole lot of actors like that. They didn't want to pay too much like that, or they couldn't really get. So they're like, well, hey, Cam, you think you can also, or hey, Barry, you think you can also do this voice here and there as well? Since we have you and all that. That's just my wildest guess. Let's hear it from the professional himself. Jay Leno, we got the man of the hour right here. Just reacting to one of your videos and stuff. Well, I'm drawing and I'm playing your video and also kind of giving commentary. So yeah. How you doing today, bro?
When you go down, when you do a cartoon, first of all, they don't always bring in new people to do what they call side voices. So in this case, I think it was the second episode, and they just had these pictures of Bebop and Rocksteady, and they said, Barry, do Bebop, Cam, do Rocksteady. They didn't know what we were going to come up with. Yeah. They had no idea what we were going to come up with, but we came up with voices and just kept doing them.
And obviously it worked.
I guess it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did
So
you
it was fun.
you?
I have no idea. I'll never know.
Well, they were definitely genius.
Thank you.
Was Susan Blue the voice director at the time? Or?
Not for the first 5.
Okay, and then so you, as well, was.
But I got to talk to this dude because
sorry,
they're doing press, Tyler. No, I don't. I'm happy to talk with you.
Listen to your advice.
Thank you.
Well, not advice, but his tidbits.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah. So
talk to me.
You were also the voice actor of Razor in SWAT Cats.
Yes.
And so was this? I'm trying to think of time frame when SWAT Cats came out, because when I watched SWAT Cats,
I was still doing Turtles.
So you did
when
Turtles,
I did the first season,
and you did Thunder.
In fact, I think I did both seasons of SWAT Cats while I was doing Turtles.
So okay. I guess work wise, would you on the set of the Turtles? How many days out of the week? How would that schedule work in a week?
Usually it was 1 day a week.
Oh, okay.
And then one day a week for SWAT Cats.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
not bad. That was manageable.
Yeah, it's very manageable. I mean, it's a 3-hour session
And that's
to do an
general?
episode. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's okay. That's dope. Any chance I can get you to do another Donatello signature as I close this interview out for you?
Sure.
I know it's a bit on.
All right, that's it. Driving now, appreciate it. Yeah, no problem, bro. I probably got to react to other videos and they're always talking crap about Polo, so you know how it is. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, you were probably annoyed a little bit with the man interjecting. But again, he was probably well, at least he kind of dragged out the time a little bit and kind of asked maybe some questions you probably didn't think about, So it got me a little engaged. So yeah, that's always nice. Let's continue.
On the spot.
Man, you wouldn't last 5 minutes in a Ninja Pizza parlor.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
It's a pleasure, Jay
Thanks,
Leno.
man. Thank you, bro.
Keep collecting those cars.
Oh, of course I am.
Okay.
And that's the end of this video. Yeah, I know. I was watching some clips of George Lopez. Mainly because earlier today I saw a dude do a video or whatever talking about why he thinks that George Lopez from the show, not the actual actor himself, don't know what his whole situation with his own parenting goes. I heard about his drama or whatever a little bit with his wife or ex-wife now. I was like, man, that is crazy right there. But in the show, in the George Lopez show, guy was kind of saying that George Lopez was like a toxic parent and all that stuff or whatever. He's biased when it comes to Max and Carmen. Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, I guess that's a given considering that usually parents are usually a lot more stricter with the older sibling than they are with the younger sibling. Especially if it's like the younger sibling is like a girl and stuff. But I guess the roles are reversed in Max and Carmen's situation though. But I mean, honestly, I wouldn't say George Lopez from the show is really a toxic parent and stuff. I mean, yeah, he was a little bit extra when it came to like, he always be cracking jokes at Carmen's expense or something or being a little bit extra. But to be honest though, like, I mean, let's be honest, Carmen, if you watch George Lopez, Carmen definitely did a lot of crazy, dumb stuff or was always like doing something stupid. Now I'm just like, yeah, and I look back on it now as an adult, I'm like, wow, that was pretty stupid, Carmen. Like, what were you thinking? I mean, she wasn't, like, especially like, I'm like, I mean, have you not seen the guys that Carmen's literally dated and stuff inside George Lopez and stuff? Like a lot of the guys that Carmen dated were pretty much losers, including that one dude that she dated for a while, Jason and stuff. God, Jason was like, yeah, like he used Carmen and stuff like that. He was a nice guy. He got like a little nice smile and stuff like that. He's very smart, good grades and everything, but he was just terrible to Carmen, man. I remember like there was that one time when they were supposed to be going to prom together, and he was like, "Oh, well," with his boys and stuff like that, and he was like, "I don't know no Carmen or whatever. You think I'm going out with her and like literally like humiliate her?" I'm like, "You want to be with that with that guy? Dang!" And then Jason cheated on Carmen anyways, and then I'm like, "Wow." And then yeah, like I said, he got his mileage out of Carmen, so I'm like. So how's that on George's fault? I mean, Carmen be dating these weirdos, and then Zach, that one dude that used to like, he's the son of one of the Power Brothers. I had to go back to a clip on that one. He was like, what did Zach say? That he was just like he just wanted to sleep with Carmen basically, and Carmen was all like, I'm in love with him and stuff. We're gonna run away and all this stuff. I'm like, oh my god, Carmen, shut up. And then George's like, he already got a girl pregnant. He just told me that he's just using you and stuff like that. So I'm like. Yeah. So Carmen be falling for them weirdos or for those losers. So look, there's Jason right now. But anyways, I'm gonna share something else. Let me put that on the screen. And another YouTuber we got in the house. I introduced Mal Uchiha. I have not reacted to Mal's videos a whole lot or really watched his videos a whole lot, but he's definitely got some good stuff, so I recommend checking it out. Obviously, I'm about to check out this one right here, not just because it got the Naruto profile, but why we still love the early 2000s Toonami. Wow, this is going to be a good tribute, so let's play it. This would definitely give me some time to definitely draw and stuff while I talk to you guys. I just finished up drawing Tails I got to draw Infinite, and I got to do more drawings after that. So let's see where this goes. And since he's going to be doing commentary, I'm going to also give my perspective or interject as usual. So let's get into that. Oh God, nostalgic already.
Before anime was on Netflix, before Crunchyroll had a simulcast, there was Toonami. And if you grew up in the early 2000s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The robotic host, the futuristic music, the after-school hype. Toonami wasn't just a programming block. It was a cultural event. And today, we're breaking down exactly why early 2000s Toonami still lives rent-free in our heads and hearts.
Make this whole planet suffer!
This can't be happening!
I am the Prince of all Saiyans once again!
For so many of us, Toonami was the first time we ever saw anime. Before we even knew what anime was, we were
Ex-kid, you cool Will because him beef, but we move on. Oh, you cool with him, I guess, because I don't know. Yeah, me and Mal are cool. The stuff we show on Jay Leno stream or whatever. We're in the Discord server. Yeah, Mal's pretty cool. He's a chill guy. Of course, Jay Leno's cool and stuff too. That's why, like, after the whole Paul stuff, I kind of wanted to just be friends with him because he seemed like, a cool dude and he knew the stuff about Ninja Turtles. And I'm like, he's a fan. Me and Paul, though, I mean, I got nothing against Paul. So I know I'd be cracking jokes at his expense too, but I'm just like, he's kind of a low-cow, so I like to just watch his videos and make fun of him. So I know that's toxic as hell, but I'm just being honest. But anyways, as I was going to say though, yeah, Toonami and 4Kids were like two shows, or not shows, two channel blocks and stuff that, trust me, a lot of people, like a lot of kids today or people just now getting anime probably don't understand this, but yeah, back in the day, that was like our first like viewpoint into like our introduction or gateway, whatever, keyhole, all that stuff into anime, because 4Kids, used to play stuff like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and stuff like that. And we used to think like, oh, that's just American cartoons or something like that. But it's a little different. Like we knew it was different somehow in some way. Like it's not your average kind of cartoon, like a Tom and Jerry or something. And not like Tom and Jerry is terrible or anything. Tom and Jerry is fun as hell. We're not sure to like typical Looney Tunes, but this is like different style, different formula, like different designs. It was like, holy crap. And then, we got Toonami and stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto. One Piece used to be on 4Kids, but it came on Toonami and stuff like that. I definitely remember I definitely remember the 4Kids version of One Piece. And then when it went on Toonami and stuff, they brought over the 4Kids version of One Piece and stuff. There was a lot of stuff, okay, a lot of animes and all that. Sonic X, of course, used to be on 4Kids, etc. But yeah, those two channel blocks used to be our our introduction to like to a lot of animes and stuff, I remember like, well, I wasn't really into Dragon Ball Z like that when it was coming out, or at least during the whole tsunami stuff. I was like, well, maybe it's not my thing. I guess I don't know. I was more into superheroes and stuff like that, like Superman and stuff like the whole debate about Superman versus Goku. I didn't know much about Goku, but then when I was like 11, and like Dragon Ball Z Kai came out, or like Nickelodeon and stuff, I was like, you know what? Let me give Dragon Ball Z a chance, and I was like hooked. But before that, I was kind of into the Naruto crowd and all that stuff, and like One Piece and stuff like that a little bit. Zatch Bell, bruh. Even Disney XD also had some animes and stuff like that too. Back in the day, they had like Shaman King and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, yeah. Remember Bleach and all that, Death Note, Cowboy Bebop, like a lot of that stuff used to come on at certain times. Of course, Inuyasha and stuff. I remember like on some of the weekends and stuff, if I'm staying over like my nana's house, because my mom would never allow me to stay past like a certain like bedtime around like on like Saturdays and stuff. Saturdays, like usually when I was a kid growing up, like usually my bedtime was like 8:00, then it was like 8:30 and then 9 or whatever. And then as I got older, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to bed early. But as like on the weekends though, at best for me it would be like 10:30, maybe 11 pushing it. So yeah. But if I was staying over my nana's house and I'm watching like cartoons and stuff, or I'm like, she doesn't, well, there is a bedtime or whatever. She wants me to sort of go to bed, but I always just, but she had a TV in the room, so I would kind of stay up with the TV on sometimes. And then hopefully I would pray and hope I'll wake up around like maybe if I'm staying over like between Saturday and Sunday, I would try to be like, all right, I need to wake up before at least 4:30 or 5. And then, to see Inuyasha and stuff like that, So yeah. But anyways, let me keep going. I know I'm interrupting Mal's video.
We're hooked on shows like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Yu Yu Hakusho, One Piece.
Oh yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho. Although I'm not gonna lie, I remember Yu Yu Hakusho sort of coming on back on Cartoon Network. Like a lot of the stuff is kind of vague to me, but I definitely because I got into Yu Yu Hakusho because there used to be a channel block called Funimation Channel when I was like a little bit more older and stuff, and that's how I got into Yu Yu Hakusho because it was playing the episodes on there. I was like, oh wow, this anime is pretty cool, But yeah. But anyways, let me keep going.
Rurouni Kenshin and Gundam Wing. It was loud, colorful, intense, and so different from regular cartoons. These weren't your average Saturday morning cartoons. Characters died, fights had weight, and there were.
Yeah, I definitely remember that time when the third Hokage got killed by Orochimaru and stuff. Like got killed by Orochimaru and stuff, bro. Orochimaru, back when I was a kid, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I was thinking about doing a video on Orochimaru too. But Orochimaru used to scare kind of the hell out of me and stuff because he was so weird and creepy. And I was kind of like I was a little iffy on snakes. I didn't really like snakes like that. Now I'm kind of like whatever with snakes. Like I think they're all right. But as a kid, though, I used to like kind of sort of be a little scared of them and stuff like that. Orochimaru was just, oh my god, Orochimaru was like such a disgusting villain. But I liked him though. He was that man was like evil. Like if like for example, if you like watch like or if about Harry Potter and stuff, like Orochimaru was kind of like the Voldemort of Naruto. Like that man. Every time his music. His presence, like God, that Forest of Death. I was like, man, that was some weird stuff. How he put that seal on Naruto and stuff like that, and how how Sasuke and Sakura just couldn't even stand Orochimaru, But anyways, let me continue. But yeah, and then when he killed the third Hokage, that shook me. That shook me a lot. I was like, oh wow, the good guys definitely took a loss on that one.
Actual story arcs with cliffhangers. For a 10-year-old, that was revolutionary.
We all get a little scared of things we don't understand or can't see. Some of us love the dark. Some of us don't. There's nothing wrong with the darkness, but it is often misunderstood. There is some darkness in all of us. It doesn't need to be scary if you accept it and use it right. Light is a perfect example of letting the darkness consume us. He finds a dark power and lets it control his very state of mind. But Lelouch accepts his darkness. He uses the dark experiences he's had to fight on for what he knows is right. He doesn't ignore that side of himself. That's what makes him so dangerous. It's best not to just ignore your dark side. You have to explore it before you can turn it into something positive. Otherwise, you might find yourself lost in the dark with no way out. Well, it was fun, Comic-Con goers, but I have to be heading off. Hopefully, Comic-Con has left you with some good memories. So, until we meet again, stay gold. Bang.
Toonami didn't treat us like dumb kids. It made us feel mature. The way Tom spoke, cool, calm, and collected, made us feel like we were watching something important, and in a way we were. Toonami introduced us to ideas like honor, sacrifice, power, and struggle way before school did. It wasn't just entertaining, it was aspirational. Samurai Jack taught us patience. Gundam made us question war. DBZ taught us about pushing past limits.
Toonami's giving you the winter warmth you need. Try and catch this high-speed hero and a new Titans at 8.
Oh my god. Yeah, I remember Teen Titans and stuff. Yep. Teen Titans, Justice League, all that stuff used to be coming on Toonami.
Naruto learns the head-on attack is not the ninja way at 9. IGPX has canine feet.
This is like around, since that's the land of the ways, this will probably be around like 2006. Oops.
Line warfare in the Toonami original 10. Bobobo gets a little gassy at 10:30.
Talk about
Yep. Bobobo. Everybody know Bobobo.
a mighty win.
I have not seen Bobobo and ever since Toonami, to be honest. But yeah.
Toonami next Saturday night from 7 to 11. Line a match. Only Toonami on Cartoon Network.
Let's talk about the vibes. Toonami didn't just show anime, it wrapped it in an aesthetic. Futuristic, techno, space station vibes. It felt like you were tuning into a secret broadcast from the future. Even the bumpers were iconic. Those short animations between shows with robotic beats and moody visuals. Toonami had a brand, a mood that made us feel like we were in on something special.
I'm here to run down the lineup for you, so there's no need to ask.
Let's get it on.
Dragon Ball Z has always started it off.
Watch out.
You want to see that action? Be here at 12 sharp. Sailor Moon's coming up at 12:45.
My girls, Sailor Moon. There's my girl, Sailor Venus.
Then the Ronin Warriors at 1:15.
Carry out your every command.
Now stay tuned for Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles. The Powerpuff Girls next on Toonami, the Midnight Run.
Oof.
If you were a kid in the early 2000s, you scheduled your day around Toonami.
Bro, I remember like, so let me tell you a fun little story, right? And I should probably make this into an animation too, but here's a fun little story, right? And this involves my dad and my siblings. So this is like probably back in like 2016 or something. So a year before my graduation, right? So I was like 17. I was rewatching Powerpuff Girls and stuff online, and I kind of like said it like on like Facebook or whatever. My dad saw it, and my dad was like thinking I'm gay or something because he's like, Mac, those are girl shows. Why are you watching that? And I'm like, Dad, have you ever seen Powerpuff Girls? He's like, no, but it's because he assumed like, oh, because it's female led, it's a girl show. Kind of, sort of. Trust me, we know Powerpuff Girls. That show is definitely, it's an action show. So, of course, yeah. It's just that, the name is cutesy and the girls look, cutesy and stuff like that. But you remember the original name for Powerpuff Girls. It was Whoop Ass Stew. And those girls definitely whoop some ass. Yeah. But again, if you watch the show, you would know that. So, basically, my dad was like, saying the show was gay or whatever and stuff like that. He didn't watch it or doesn't know. Or thought it was just for girls. So I was like, all right. Because Powerpuff Girls came on in like 90, back in 98. And I remember back in the day, I used to like watch it. Since me and my siblings, we didn't really grow up together like that per se. Like we didn't grow up in the same household. We grew up separate households. But, I remember like we all did watch it together at some point, right? So I was like, all right, well, so I'm going to ask my sister, right? I'm like, all right. I told my dad, all right, well, I bet you everything. Kaylin's seen it. I mean, my sister's seen it. And he was like, all right. And I asked her, she's like, yeah, I've seen Powerpuff Girls, of course. And then he's like, well, she's a girl, so of course she's seen it. All right. So I'm like, all right. So if I asked my brother, has he seen Powerpuff Girls? Yeah. And he's like, all right, well, fine. Ask him when we get because we were driving to his house to Virginia and stuff like that. And you know, to visit him and stuff. And my nephew, who was like probably like one, or no, he was just, well, sort of kind of one. Yeah, he was one at the time. Drove to my brother's house and stuff. I asked him once, sort of when we got in, like got a little situated and got in and stuff. He was like, wait, you've seen it too? I'm like, yeah. Like he was like, yeah, we've all seen Powerpuff Girls. That's not a like, yeah, that type of show. I just noticed he misspelled Powder Puff Girls. Was that shit? Oh, dang. Well, I guess they don't got that. They don't got no autocorrect in the future. But yeah, but back to what I was saying though. So like, my dad was like, wait, what? You've seen it? And he's like, yeah. Like we've all seen it. It was kind of in our generation of like of those cartoons and stuff like that. It's not like but it's kind of like, oh, that the undertone is like, oh, that's a little, you know. Happy first stream of the 2026. And as always, I am unlucky to decide to sleep a bit more exactly when you stream. Yikes. How's it going, Ashley? Just thank you for coming in. I'm pretty sure it's like, since I believe you're over there in Russia and stuff, it's like a 12-hour difference, if I'm not mistaken. So it should be like about 10 a.m. where you're at. Like, I don't know if you're just now waking up or struggling with sleep or whatever, but I'm like, oh, that's a lot. But anyways, let me get back to this. I already explained my story.
School ended, homework await. The second you got home, it was time to tune in. Every day felt like an event.
Oh my God, and that was such a bad idea for Cartoon Network to cut Toonami like that because I noticed like they were kind of like, okay, so back in the day Toonami used to show up at certain points, right, during the day, like at least like not during the day but like later on at the evening or something like that, or you know, towards the night. But then they kind of cut it to where it's like, okay, it's only exclusive to usually like Fridays and especially Saturdays and stuff like that. And then it was like, all right, that's it, you know. So yeah, I remember I used to like go to my basement and just watch the cartoons and stuff like that. Or like I said, I used to go to my dad's house and watch the stuff over there. But yeah, but let's continue.
And on Fridays, forget it. You were glued to the screen. It wasn't just watching a show. It was part of your identity. Toonami curated content. It wasn't random. It was purposeful. The team behind it knew what would blow our minds and how to get us hyped. Voiceovers, the music, the edits. They made every anime feel epic. They even dropped full music videos using anime footage like the Dreams AMV. That stuff hit us in the chest, man.
Rise, trio, soft, rise. Let me stop. That's that Naruto intro, the English, the American English one. Yeah, that will always be. Well, not the best. That's not the best, but to me, that's, you know, of course, that's our first intro Naruto stuff. Rise, trio. So it was done by the dude. I think it was Ron Wasterson who did the Power Rangers on, you know, the Go Power Rangers. Yeah, he did the Rise intro for Naruto. We will rise. Dun, dun, dun.
They weren't just airing cartoons. They were crafting a culture.
And lots of changes recently, so you know what that means.
It's lineup time. Reporting for duty, sir! Attack on Titan gets us rolling at 11:30.
Then it's Bleach at midnight.
Space Dandies at 12:30.
I'm not gonna lie, I also used to like, you know, of course I watch Bleach and stuff too. I'm not a huge Bleach fan. Out of the big three, like between One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach, but Bleach is still a great anime. I don't think because some people kind of like they take it or leave it. It's in a weird place, you know, where. But Bleach is definitely cool. I mean, I definitely remember watching that when I was I first started watching Bleach when I was like 12 or like 13 and stuff when I was in like middle school because one of my friends was like really into it. But, you know, so I kind of got into it, of course, and I would stay up late, you know, watching the episodes and stuff like that. It was fun. It was definitely fun watching Bleach. And those fights definitely went hard in Bleach, too.
All right. Followed by Shippuden at 1.
Okay, Scorpion. Get over here!
Here I thought I could get out of a fight.
Blue Exorcist redeems us at 2 o'clock.
Good show.
Black Lagoon hits us right in the face at 2:30.
My name is Rock.
Beware the Batman finds a new home at 3.
Okay.
SSJ's favorite Batmans.
Guarantee your safety here, baby.
Naruto still uncut at 3:30.
Yeah, I remember this back in like the 2010s this year.
And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's at 4.
Samurai Jack's at 4:30.
Show your joy.
Clone Wars is at 5.
And Ceramic Titan finished.
Yeah, I remember. Star Wars: The Clone Wars too. They used to come on back on like I believe it used to come on like Fridays or Saturdays or something. Like the new episodes for like that. Yeah. That was a wild show.
The night at 5:30.
Tsunami every Saturday night from 11:30 to 6.
6.5 hours of pure joy.
So come on in.
But nothing lasts forever. Eventually, Toonami changed, budgets shifted, focus moved, cartoons took over, and the golden age faded. For a while, it felt like we lost something special. But what Toonami gave us never really left. It shaped an entire generation of anime fans who are now content creators, cosplayers, writers, and lifelong otakus.
So here's the deal. Life doesn't always want to be your friend. Sometimes it'll feel like life wants to hurt you.
That was a counter.
But you can't just hide, because nobody likes a quitter.
I'll go first.
You gotta take chances.
This fire isn't gonna stop me.
They never said it was gonna be fun or easy. Whether you're totally ready or when you least expect it, doesn't matter. Life will punch you right in the face.
Your resistance is futile.
Now you can lie there for a second. Cry a little if you need to. But get back on your feet, because it's the getting back up that counts. That's what shows you've got heart. That's what helps keep you going.
Hit me with everything you've got.
Fall down 7 times, get up 8.
I don't want to go down. Not without a fight.
No, we'll be right there with you.
Wake up. Be all that you can be.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Toonami wasn't just a block of shows.
Man, why did Mal had to choose the clips that got to hit hard, man? Yeah, that really hit. Let's keep playing.
It was the spark. It introduced us to entire worlds, opened the door to new ideas, and gave us a community, even before social media. And even now, when we hear that old theme song or see Tom's helmet, something hits. Nostalgia, connection, home.
A boy has the right to dream. There are endless possibilities stretched out before him.
Trust in your own path. Whatever happens from now on, you stand firm and face your destiny without fear, but with courage.
What awaits him down the path, he will then have to choose.
No one's going to give you a map. You've got to walk your own path.
The children leave their homes in search of this quest. As they search, they are always asking questions. What's out there? What's waiting for me?
Why was I made? Who made me? And what did they make me for?
Are you gonna go up into space with your old man or not? Maybe I'll never get over this. I've lived my life following my dreams, and I don't have any regrets.
You're going to just keep running away?
Just keep running away? I'm not running.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Believe in yourself and create your own destiny. Don't think big.
If you grew up on early 2000s Toonami, I want to hear your memories in the comments. What show hit the hardest? What moment made you a fan for life? Press the like button if you're still repping Toonami, and subscribe to Malo Chiha for more anime and nerd culture deep dives. Time to approve. Stay gold, Space Cowboy.
It's been a lot of fun, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you who've made this journey with us. Toonami wouldn't have been anything without you. Hopefully, we've left you with some good memories. So, until we meet again, stay gold. Bang.
All right, I'm back. Yeah, I finished up my drawing of Infinite. And I was better working on something else. But anyways, let's see these comments. I got it from CJ. Joni Fox, what are you doing, bro? Don't you ags got to get up for school in the morning? Why are you still pumping out trash content? Well, sucks for you if your school kind of goes to Sunday, but okay, right. Well, I'm not tripping. It's Saturday today, but yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. Anime nerve culture. You mean no getting shot pussy loser culture? Wow, bro, your stream is ass. What do you do? Well, got a lot of people in here. Anyways, let's see. I'm gonna play some other stuff. I could digitally draw some of this Tales and Infinite stuff, but I'm gonna try. Nah, I don't know if I'll be able to knock out more stuff, but yeah. Share screen. What should I play first? You see Marvel Zombies or Ironheart? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. X-Kid, I've definitely seen that. I think I've seen you kind of go around asking that before, but yeah, I definitely have seen Marvel Zombies and Ironheart. What do I think about them? I guess I'll give you my quick opinion about them. Where do I start with first? I'm gonna start with Ironheart because that show was complete ass. I think I've said this before. How I'm like, how are we gonna jump to an Ironheart show, but you're not gonna do anything with War Machine, right? And I know some people are like, oh, War Machine is just a black Iron Man, whatever, blah blah blah. Or how the MCU kind of wasted War Machine, to be honest, because he had like that one moment inside Iron Man 2 where because I definitely remember back in Iron Man 2, like people were really hyped to see War Machine, and they were really like, not as much as like, let's say Black Panther, but yeah, people were definitely hyped about War Machine. They're like, oh, like that's Iron Man and the little black, black Iron Man because of the outfit and everything, so on and so forth. But but War Machine was definitely a cool character. I remember growing up with that character from Iron Man Armor Adventures and the animated series. But let me get to what I was saying. How are we not going to do anything with War Machine, who is literally right there? He's a black man, has connections with Tony Stark, fans like him and stuff like that. How are you not going to do something with him, but you're going to use the black diverse female character that nobody likes, which is Riri Williams, who's just going to get a show before War Machine or get any kind of project? Like War Machine got no movie, he's got no show, but he's had long-running comics and stuff that were pretty good. He even was Iron Man for a while, even before he became War Machine, and did a good job at being Iron Man to the point where Tony rewarded him with being War Machine, So I don't know. But what do I think of Ironheart of the show? Yeah, it's still terrible because not only did they pass up War Machine and that opportunity, but Riri, like, wow, like, how you gonna like? I don't know how you don't see past that stereotype of, oh, let's make her into a thief and a criminal and stuff. And I'm just like, and then Riri goes along with it and stuff. And I'm just like, so in your head, getting involved with felons and criminals and stuff like that, what made you think that this was going to end well? You know what I'm saying? I just want to be iconic and stuff like that. Yeah, well, you can be iconic in prison. That's what you can be. But then she gets involved with all this magic stuff from one of the guys who is connected to Mephisto and all that other stuff. It was, yeah, Ironheart was just, it was bad. Okay. Honestly, they should have really canceled the show. Should have really never made it to begin with. But hey, it is what it is. But anyways, Ironheart aside, then there is Marvel Zombies. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I wasn't a fan of What If, the series. I kind of dropped off after like first season. But What If the show, I mean, not What If, Marvel Zombies, the show. Some of it had good fight choreography, but you know, obviously I wasn't a huge fan of the whole Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel being the lead of like the series, or you know, of those couple of episodes. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you choose Kamala Khan? You know what I mean? Of all characters to be the main character of a survival horror kind of series. You know what I'm saying? When, you know, even for like, let's say Spider-Man, right? I mean, I like Spider-Man, but you know, like Spider-Man is kind of a more lighthearted kind of type of character compared to like, you know, so why would he be the front runner for a survival horror? Same thing with Miss Marvel. Why would she be the front runner for a survival horror? And I kind of said it too, I think in Jay Leno stream, where I was saying like, you know, like if Kamala Khan had her powers from like from her actual powers in the comics where she just stretches and stuff, she's not going to be lasting that long in Marvel Zombies. I'm going to tell you that right now, because she would have been bitten up, chewed out, literally, like, you know what I'm saying? So she's lucky she got this energy-based powers in the MCU, which she's not even supposed to have. So that's how she was able to, yeah. But I'm just like, but she really shouldn't be the like front runner. Like you had Blade right there, you might as well have just had him be the main character of Marvel Zombies. But hey, it is what it is. And also Blade has some pretty good fight choreography stuff too, so that's always nice. Anyways, let me get to what I was going to show you guys. Mega Man, which I'm going to be pulling up in a second. So anyways, a new animation that came out today of Mega Man from this YouTuber that I watch and stuff. I like to watch his animations. This isn't the video, but I'm going to show you this video first. But yeah, just because, just for fun. I definitely did today and stuff. This came out like, well, probably way over 15 years ago, to be honest. But yeah, this video itself was posted 15 years ago. So back in like 2011. But it's been much longer than that, actually. Probably since this video was probably made. But this is a flash animation of Mega Man versus Quick Man and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure the original might be on Newgrounds, probably. I could be wrong. That's where I think it might have been first posted by the user, but it's really good and stuff. Yeah, what more can I say? Mega Man, my generations of Mega Man is really Mega Man Battle Network, which I used to watch that show. And I used to even read the manga too. I want to go back and read the manga of Mega Man Battle Network, or EXE Mega Man. And Mega Man X was also another one of my generational Mega Mans. I mean, I didn't grow up specifically in that era, but I had the little collection game on like GameCube and stuff. So I'm kind of a lot more familiar with those two versions of Mega Man. But this is one of my first introductions to Mega Man as a character, sort of here. And this is a pretty cool flash animation. So let's play it. And as you can hear, that he's got the Matrix Reloaded soundtrack where Neo is fighting Agent Smith in that park and stuff. Yeah, really good fight scene. Definitely a classic. Yeah, just as much as this almost. But yeah, let me get back to this though. Oh, and trust me, I played Mega Man 2. I know how hard Quickman is, or how just annoying it is to fight him. So usually in Mega Man 2, the Robot Masters all have like two specific weaknesses that you can exploit and stuff with of course the copy ability that you copy from your defeated enemy or whatever. So like what's his face? Let me use I'm going to use Woodman for example. So I think Woodman's which color would be Bomb Man's, if I'm not mistaken. No, was Bomb Man? No, Bomb Man was in the first game. My bad. Who was the fire? There was a fire guy inside. Mega Man 2 wasn't there. Oh yeah, Heat Man. Yeah, Heat Man. I think he's a weakness for Woodman, and then there's Metal Man and stuff, who's definitely Woodman's weakness and stuff, right? Then there's Quickman here, which, like I said, Quickman stage is annoying to get through. If you play Mega Man 2 and stuff with the lasers and stuff, the instant kill lasers and stuff, so you either had to use the time stopper to avoid them and stuff, and then you got to time it just right, or you got to know where you got to move and move quickly before those lasers instantly kill you. So yeah, if you know, you know. But anyways, and you had to at least have the time stopper enough to be able to if you want to get to Quickman and stuff like that, to use it against him, because once you freeze time, then Quickman loses health or whatever. And you can also use stuff like the Crash Bomb and stuff like that, which that's also effective against Quickman, because you get that from Crash Man. But anyways, let me see what X-Kid's talking about. This Marvel is not a good character. I not say that she's trash, but I don't like this character. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Kamala Khan either. I mean, the actress, she's nice. She's a nice girl and all that stuff. I think she plays the character well. Looks like the character and everything, and the outfit, got that down to a letter. But it's just that, no, she's just not a good character like that either. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, Kamala Khan has almost no reason to really be a superhero. She has no villains, no interesting stories. She works really as a supporting or a team-based type of character than a solo hero. So if she's in the Inhumans, she could probably work. They're trying to get her in the X-Men and all that stuff. I've seen the comics or skimmed through it, and I'm like, nope. I just don't even feel like reading it. Nope. And I'm not even going to lie to you. I even mentioned before that I was reading Black Cat, right? And, I haven't really read the Black Cat comics in a minute. I probably might want to. I don't know. Well, I got a lot of comics I got to get through anyways, so it's probably best I do take a break anyways. But I was reading Black Cat and stuff, and one of the recent, well, not the recent issue, but at the time when it was recent, I think it was issue 4 or something. I skimmed through it, and I saw Kamala Khan in there, and I put that book down. I was like, nope. And it doesn't look like anything important was happening. So I was like, all right, nope, I'm good. That's how bad Kamala Khan is as a character, all right? So, yeah, no, I don't like this over push to the character, too. She just kind of kills the brand a little bit. Cute character and all, likable personality, but it's just no, I just don't see what motivation or what reason or what she brings to the table and stuff, she just got stretchy powers. How is that going to be important and stuff like that? To like any of these heroes and stuff. I mean, at least with Mr. Fantastic, yeah, he got stretchy powers, and he's also like one of the smartest men and one of the best leaders in Marvel Comics. So it's like, yeah, like why? So no, honestly, yeah, they gotta retire Kamala Khan. I crush on her. Check out song. You know how you play Miss Marvel. I send you a link. Okay, go ahead. If you can. I mean, I don't understand the crush out part. For a second, I thought you said you had a crush on Miss Marvel or something. Well, it makes sense if it was Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel when she had that Ian's heart. They gotta bring that outfit back, man. I'm sorry. I'm getting tired of the bland space outfit that Carol Danvers wears, which is supposed to be a. I know it's basically the outfit that Marvel wore, but it doesn't look good on Carol. I'm sorry, it's just not sexy. It's not feminine, and I miss the Domino mask. I don't know why she decided. You know what? I'm gonna give up the Domino mask and reveal my secret identity to the world and stuff like that. As Carol, like as Captain Marvel. Like, no, stop. Just go back to being Miss Marvel or Warbird or whatever. You're a little bit more tolerable with that whole thing, you know, that whole motif, and a little bit more iconic, don't you think? But anyways, let me get back to this. I'm trying to find ways to, like, I haven't drawn since I started this, mainly because I'm trying to find ways to, let me see what CJ is talking about. I know he's just trolling, but let me see. Wait a minute, you have a crush on Miss Marvel? You are so gay. That is a fictional character. She's not real. She is not real. Not real. Not real. Let me stop. Why would you have a crush on somebody that's not real? Not real. Not real. You dumbass. I'm not a character actor. I have a crush on her. Check. I send you a link. Okay. Anyways, let me get back to this. But yeah, like I said, those are Quick Man's two weaknesses: Crash Bomb and Time Stopper. So, yep. Well, thank you. All right. Now let me play the video that just came out today. That's not it. All right, so this guy, Pedro Araja, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's an animator. He likes to create these like Pokemon, like fan animations and Sonic fan animations and stuff. So he has a lot on Pokemon and Sonic and stuff like that. So he did a whole thing where he did like basically like Dragon Ball Z, but with Sonic characters and stuff. So like Sonic's Goku, Tails is Gohan, Knuckles is Piccolo, Shadow's Vegeta, so on and so forth, and just plenty of other characters. And then he also did a Naruto one after he did Dragon Ball, and I guess Dragon Ball Super and stuff here, where like Naruto is meaning Sonic is Naruto, Shadow is Sasuke, Amy is Sakura, and here you got Tails is Lee, Knuckles is Gaara, Hinata was Sally, Neji was Mighty. The funny part is he had Maria as Itachi, bro. That is hilarious. Apparently here he's got Rouge as Tsunade. So yeah, I kind of watched a lot of these and stuff like that. Some of these he might just put in like compilations or whatever, just playing the full thing, and I might have already seen it. Yeah, he even did like a GT thing here too. So yeah, this is the one I just saw today. So I'm gonna play that right now actually. So hope you guys will enjoy that while I work on my drawings. Hopefully I'll finish up my last other drawing, and I guess I'll start digitally drawing stuff in front of you guys. So let's get right into it.
Taxes is feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts. They do your taxes, so you can walk out with confidence. Now this is Taxes.
Star Trek tells us that there will be a future. It gives us comfort and hope that we're.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen Star Trek, but I need to really get into Star Trek though. Let's play it. Welcome SSJ to the stream. How you doing today, man? I hope you're having a good night, and all that stuff. Don't worry, I'm not about to end the stream or anything. I'm just playing some stuff to keep you guys entertained while I'm in the back drawing and all that stuff. I'm working on the animation, so I haven't exactly did the hand drawing stuff yet, so I'm doing that right now. Then in a second after I'm done, I'll probably scan it, upload it on my computer, see how that works out. And then I'll digitally trace it in Clip Studios, and you guys can watch. And I'll probably play some music in the background too. So enjoy. You can definitely go back in the stream. I kind of reacted to some YouTubers and stuff, like who I react to, Jay Leno and Mao Chia. I was actually going to react to one of your videos, SSJ, but I couldn't really find anything. And I was like, well, at least like, because you know how Jay Leno did his thing where he reacted to like the most like popular videos from some of ours and stuff like that. And I was like, well, he already got the Red Hulk thing. And I was like, well, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, let's see what else you guys are talking about. Because I know that CJ is blowing up my stream with these comments. No, I talk about a character. I talk about the actor, Ilan Milani. The actor is a cute badass. Yeah, you know, Ilan Milani, she's definitely cute. I'm not going to deny that. I remember how this one dude, he's you know, well, whatever. But well, you know what, I'm gonna say his name. It's Organized Chaos. So sometimes I would like, you know, because I see him as well as a locale. And Organized Chaos, basically, I remember one time he tried to say that somebody's a pet, like, you know, pedophile for like, thinking that Ilan Milani, I can't say this girl's name, Ivan Milani, saying that she was cute or that she looks great or whatever. And I'm like, or trying to objectify her and stuff. And I'm like, you do realize that she's an adult, right? And that she just plays a teenager in the MCU. She's not like, yeah, I mean, but she's still a full grown woman though. Or not a full grown, but she's still a grown woman. So yikes. So there's nothing wrong with that. If you think that she's attractive or whatever, you know, I'm good. Been chilling. I was still editing videos, been lazy with it. No, that's cool. I noticed, yeah, you were kind of like, well, I'm not saying you always have to pump out content, and I probably need to dial back too sometimes when it comes to pumping out content or like pumping out like videos like that. But yeah, but I definitely can't wait. Probably another Dragon Ball Z video, I assume. But yeah, I might try to do more anime videos myself too. But let's get back to the video.
How long it takes a beginner like my dad to go from beer belly to get ripped again.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete
All right, I am back. I am scanning my stuff now, and I got like 3 drawings. But yeah, let me read some of these comments. I'm good, been chilling. Yeah, I know. I kind of blocked. Well, not blocked, but I put CJ a little timeout. Oh, whatever. Who the hell is this dude's? Another version of Buffalo, but that likes to troll Jonah's chats. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he definitely does. Crazy thing, he helps engagement. Yeah, he definitely does. Anyways, let me scan my stuff really quick. That's the first image. And my first drawing of the year, which you guys can see. But not just yet, though. Not just yet. All right, I might have to rescan that one because I took it out too early. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. let's see. What do I expect from 2016? I don't know. I honestly don't know, Ashes. What to expect? Hopefully, we get more good compared to like last year because last year was kind of a little hectic. But I mean, it wasn't all doom and gloom. Like I said, I mean, at least I got another job door dashing, so I get to make a little extra money on the side. What else? There's other stuff that I probably have done, but yeah, that's all I got right now. The age of troll being cliche. Yep, definitely has. All right, that's my other image. All right, let me pull this up. All right, it's out, out, out. You still working out, Jonah? Yes, I am. I haven't worked out since my trip down to Maryland, but since I'm back now, I'm actually. It's funny you mentioned that because I'm actually going to go tomorrow. Really, I was supposed to work out today because I usually work out on Saturdays, but because of my vacation and stuff, sometimes I lose track of like which weekdays or days it is. So, um, yeah, I mean, I know today was Saturday, but it just feels like a different type of day, like a Friday or something than a Saturday. But yeah, speaking of which, I did go to work today. Wasn't really supposed to work, but I kind of volunteered to come in because my boss needed somebody, and I was like, well, I need to get back in the groove anyways, and I can make a little money on the side, so why not? So came in, worked the hours, went home after that, went to the movies to go rewatch Zootopia 2 again because I just wanted to. Okay. Had fun with that, and then I came back here, and now I'm streaming. So, yep. But yeah, I'm gonna work out tomorrow though. I might work out on my apps. So yeah, hopefully that'll be fun. All right. You guys can probably see my screen, obviously. All right, I'm gonna play some music. I know this is instrumental, so hopefully I don't get copyright strike because they usually strike you down with the you know, with the lyrics and stuff like that. But I think I should be good with this, hopefully. So basically, this is what I just drew while I was showing you guys this stuff. So let's get to work. Well, I guess I can tell you about a little bit about why I chose the name. Why I went from Keenus Fox to Joe Low Fox to Kanye Low Fox. I don't mind if people still call me Jonan or anything, because it just became the norm. But anyways, so basically the reason why I chose the name Fox is because, well, a couple of reasons, I guess, because foxes are like, well, obviously one of my favorite animals and stuff. Of course, the whole Jonin Kage level thing is a reference to Naruto, the ninja ranking system with like the quality or the rank of like how powerful or how this ninja's importance and stuff as far as, you know, like what their skill level is at. So like, of course, Jonin is the highest level skill. So I chose Jonin as a, well, originally it was Keenus Fox. That was my original, and that's also my email name too for this account, is the Keenus Fox and stuff, which, you know, some people like Sonic Rush and a few others, you know, if you knew me from back in that era, some people would still refer to me as Keenus Fox, which I don't mind that either. But because it is a throwback. But anyways, because it sounds like a compliment and I'm trying to be sharp and all that stuff, which I am a little bit, like, you know, Fox. Then I went with Jonin level Fox, you know, because I like ninjas and stuff like that and all that, like from Naruto and everything. And like I already said, the skill level and everything. And then what else? And then on top of that, not only is it a reference to Naruto, but also to Sonic. But not just with Sonic, but with Tails, because Tails has always been one of my favorite Sonic characters and stuff. Where, you know, at one point I used to actually kind of like debate with myself on whether or not do I like Tails more or do I like Sonic. Of course, ultimately I like Sonic more than Tails, but Tails is still one of my favorite characters up there, though. You know? But I think Tails actually might have been the first character where I learned about, like, oh, foxes and stuff. That's actually a type of animal. Because, you know, I learned of the character like way back when I was like 4 or 5 or something. Let's see. When you can, let me know what program you're using. My daughter likes to draw. Oh, yeah, I can tell you right now. So I'm actually using Flip Studios and stuff, the software and everything. So pretty much I like to scan my drawings. I have a scanner, Epson or Epson, you know that. If you have like a USB cord, you can hook it up to your computer and like download that software for the, you know, for that machine, like for the scanner. And once you like draw, you can like scan your image on the thing, and it can pop up on the computer and stuff like that. And it'll be on your desktop. So, you know, like here. So this is like I hand drew this, as you can see during the stream, and then here I'm digitally tracing it. So I'm going to use this later on for an animation. I don't know. You misread Jonan and say John. Oh, nah. But no, but Jonan though. Although I do got some family members, even my grandpa actually, his name is actually John or Johnny, but, you know. Well, I know it's a nickname for John, but still. That's when Paul began my name wrong, talking about some John Level Fox. It's like, no, it's Jonah Level Fox. John is my grandpa's name. I knew you like foxes because Kasune is one of your usernames. Your other usernames, which is also Fox. Exactly. Because yeah, on my Instagram I call myself Lord Kasune. That's because I have my family members that follow me over there, and I haven't really told them much about this YouTube channel like that yet. So I'm like, well, so they don't really go fishing around looking and stuff, you know. Kusune is also in TMNT. Yep. Yeah, Kasune is Japanese for fox, or like in the yokai, like, you know, or the yokai type of being is like a fox, you know, based off of like, that's what the Nine-Tails Fox from Naruto, Kurama, or Kurama, he's based off of that. And they also have a lot of references too about the whole Kasune folklore and stuff like that inside Naruto. Like, you know how like Naruto has sexy jutsu and stuff like that? Well, Kasunes were known for like taking the forms of beautiful women and tricking men and stuff like that. So you remember how like Naruto's a prankster and all that stuff? Yeah, that's a reference to that. Let me play a different song from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Oh yeah, this one's gonna be a real throwback. I got it just the one. Let's see, Beyond. Nope. I know I'm getting closer. All right, if I don't find it at this point, I'll probably just search it up really quick. Yeah, looks like we had to search it up. Yep, Bonds of 3. Says foxes are mischievous. Yep, they definitely are. And there's other things too about foxes and stuff as well. Like even like my family name, my actual family name isn't Fox, but on my grandma's dad's side, um, his last name is actually Fox. Or my nana's side, yeah. Because my nana used to go by Fox, but she doesn't go by it anymore. Not in a long time, but growing up, it was Fox. And I actually do have an uncle named Uncle Fox and stuff, but it's actually Robert, yeah, which is named after my great grandpa. So yeah. Then I was born on the 19th as well, so you can see the symbolisms of 9 and everything in me. So that's why I definitely like foxes. I also like wolves too. I was kind of like, I like wolves better, or do I like foxes? So that's also another kind of ongoing debate. But I guess foxes seem like a very solid answer for me. So that's why I like. Yeah, but yeah. Red Fox. Yep. Comedian. Yeah, have you guys seen like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5, like not Yu-Gi-Oh! 5 but if you see like Yu-Gi-Oh! That Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, Bond Beyond Time, bro. This is that theme that was playing. And it kind of plays too inside Yu-Gi-Oh! 5 too, but when like you say Jaden, Yugi and stuff, just thinking about it, just oh my god, it gives me chills. Like just listen to this if you can. Like and then going against Paradox and all that stuff, bro. Just gotta love it. That's cool. You make this? Yeah, I made it. It's XKit. I know I can't. Well, I can sort of highlight your comment, but I can see your comment though because I'm looking at my phone as well to read some of your guys' stuff. All right, let's play Yusei's theme. All I can imagine was when Stardust Dragon, Dark Magician, and Elemental Hero Neos all teamed up and getting Double Paradox. That was the epic finish right there. I added that movie to my list on Amazon. It's one where Jaden from GX teams up with yeah. It's Yusei, Jaden and Yusei. I mean, Yusei, Jaden and Yugi. They all like teamed up in that movie, Bonds Beyond Time. Originally, they were supposed to have a Yu-Gi-Oh movie where during the Yu-Gi-Oh GX days, where they were supposed to like have like the whole members from like the original Yu-Gi-Oh series meet up with the GX ones, but they kind of postponed that and made Bonds Beyond Time, where it takes place in like Yusei's time. So we're not in this time, but like Yusei goes back in time to defeat Paradox, but he teams up with Jaden and Yugi and stuff. But yeah, the movie's not long. It's like 45 minutes, but oh my god, it was worth it. Still worth it. And to be honest, Yu-Gi-Oh has just never had a protagonist ever since Yusei, man. That's crazy. I haven't really seen the other Yu-Gi-Oh series, so maybe I'm not a good judge for that. But like those first three Yu-Gi-Oh characters, or protagonists had like the drip, had the personality, the everything, man. Whose theme should I play next? Oh yeah, I got the one. And that final battle inside Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds where Yusei was fighting Zone, bruh, that was that was a good duel right there, man. Yu-Gi-Oh! Got too convoluted as it went on. Yes, it did. It's a different series. I don't know anything about anything past the OG and GX. I definitely recommend watching Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, SSJ. I know you and me, we have our differences when it comes to our own preferences, but I think you definitely would probably enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. 5Ds is set in the future, but here's the timeline of what I got for Yu-Gi-Oh! So far. So the original Yu-Gi-Oh! With Yugi and all them, Joey, that takes place in the 90s, like the mid 90s, so like probably 95 or something like that. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! GX takes place in like 2005, like in between like 2005 and 2006, like the timeline and stuff, because it's 10 years after Yugi and his friends and stuff like that. And Yugi got a cameo. Well, he's had a few appearances inside GX, of course. And then we get to like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. And I'm not sure if you've seen that final season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX too, because they actually, they had a season 4. They never dubbed it though, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which is kind of in the it's in the future, but it's not like a distant future. It's kind of like the 2020s probably. It's never really excuse me, it's never really specified what year it takes place in. But actually, one of Yugi's classmates and stuff. If you've seen like the original Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, and I mean like the original Yu-Gi-Oh, or if you've seen like, or if you read the manga, Yugi has a school bully, Trudge or Ushio and stuff. He's actually inside 5Ds. I didn't realize that that was him. Like for all these years, I was like, wait. Trudge was actually Yugi's school bully from. Holy crap! And this man went ahead and became a cop and everything. Okay, that's something. But yeah, so Yugi's probably not like that old per se. If his school bully, who should be about the same age as him, is around. So yeah, but I would say like they would have to probably be in their 40s or 30s or something probably. But yeah, but you say is definitely in that. You definitely got to check it out. Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. I think I've only seen the dub. I've seen some of 5Ds, but I wasn't interested. Oh, it definitely gets. Oh, definitely, it definitely gets interesting. I'm gonna say that. But after that, that's where I think Yu-Gi-Oh definitely dropped off after 5Ds. And yeah, you're definitely right too. It definitely got very convoluted when it came to like the rules of the game and stuff like that. Because I remember like when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh again back when I was in like high school, during like my junior and my senior year and stuff. And my friends were telling me about all this stuff like pendulum summoning and all that. I'm like, what? I don't like. What are you talking about? What's that? And then I know there's a tabletop type of place that I go to. I don't really go there to like really. I need to probably go there to actually play some Yu-Gi-Oh, but I do see some guys. They have some events where they sell like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards. I remember somebody told me that somebody bought up all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so I haven't seen one ever since then. But they definitely have a lot of Pokemon cards though, or other type of like card games and stuff like that. So that's always nice. But yeah, and they have Smash tournaments and stuff over there on certain days. So yeah, but yeah, I'll probably revisit it. Nice. Yeah, I promise you, you'll definitely love Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. Like once you get into it, you'll really get into it. And I might even do a video talking about Yusei and stuff as well. That's how much I'm just like, oh my god, like because I was so addicted to watching Yu-Gi-Oh 5D for the last couple of months. I was like, I just couldn't put it down, you know, because I'm just like every episode there was always a new, and I'm like, oh god, I gotta see where this goes. I would be really pissed off if I did all that drawing and then I like did it with this tab, bro. But nope, I know I make a layer and all that stuff. It should be good. Let's see. All right. So usually after when you draw, well, actually, hang on. Okay, I knew it. Let me make one more line. Spirits. All right. So usually when it comes to stuff like this, I like to add an extra layer. So you copy this layer and then make a copy like that. So you hit Control C to make a copy, and you hit Control V to make a second layer, right? Or a copy of that whatever layer you just made. And it makes the lines a little more thicker. So let me zoom in on it. All right, so you probably can't notice just yet, but let me just take this. All right, so you notice how these layers, like this layer right here, because I made it invisible, doesn't look all that tangible and stuff like that. All right, now look what happens when I add them. Looks a little more solid and a lot more darker. All right, and this is the part where I start adding the color in. So let me pull up random. Here we go. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I know how this looks. Looks a little kind of weird-ish. Well, you'll see what I'll do in a second to make this all. I got this over here. I'll come back to that in a second. Well, you know what? I'll leave it. All right. I think that's all the yellow I kind of wanted to do. Actually, there's his shoulder right here. Tail, shoulder again. All right. And this is what you do. You click, drag it, move this under. Huh. Oh, yeah. And make this visible. There you go. And that's colored. Not fully colored yet, but you know. As long as the string is going, it's going to be honest. that goes for the flat colors, I guess. I'm gonna take this out because I don't really need like that anymore. All right, now this is going to get shady. So for a while now, I've been using this spray can thing feature after I had animated that fire for my for my animation on my OC. So I'm gonna try this on the tail so you see how that turns out. This little airbrush. I know you guys can't see nothing yet, but you'll see it in a second how this turned out. All right, now I want to show you guys something. So I know you guys see all this, right? Now wait, let's see what happens when I do this. Yeah, let's go back to multiply. That's usually how I have it. I know I'm going outside the lines, but I can always go ahead and just erase that. That's how you do it. Just use old fashioned. Yeah. think I might just leave it just like that. It's pretty nice to me. Well, actually, let me get this little perfect right here. Yeah, of course, you can always change the brush size. And that's how you do it. All right. I'll probably end the stream right here. I know I didn't draw infinite, but I guess I can show you guys what I had with that character. So this is what I drew when I was showing you guys. So as you can see, that's Tails and stuff. I kind of wrote out a little script of what they're gonna say and stuff in the animation when I get around to it. So Tails is gonna go. So I'm gonna start off with a little banter. I was kind of working on this while I was on the airplane, of like how this is gonna play out first. So like Tails is gonna go into some banter with Infinite for a bit. Then he's gonna Infinite's gonna create some energy constructs and throw them at Tails, and Tails is gonna try and counter it with like that little Buster cannon that he has. And then Infinite is going to like charge at Tails, who then avoids his own charge thanks to Chaos Control. Yep. Tails is going to do Chaos Control and stuff with the fake emerald that you remember he made for Sonic and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to definitely bust out a few references and stuff like that to definitely show you how cool Tails can definitely be. And then Tails is going to be like, so like right here, Tails is going to be like, Infinite, so you're back, huh? And then Infinite is gonna like he's gonna be flying, like coming in, like floating or whatever, levitating, and he's gonna be like, well, if it isn't the Fox Cub, try to imagine the little Gara's voice in Nightcrawler. So, well, if it isn't the Fox Cub, where's Sonic so I can handle him myself? He's not around, so you get me. I gotta have Tails be a little bit tougher and stuff. This is supposed to be an older version of Tails after all. And then Infinite's gonna go with his hands out, and then this is going to be when he attacks. Very well, then I'll have my revenge on Sonic by taking care of his buddy first. And then that's what I got so far. So yeah, and then this is the image of what I did of Tails colored in and stuff. So you'll definitely be seeing that when I get around to doing the animation and stuff. Animating fights definitely takes a while. You got to plot it out, kind of keep it a little interesting and stuff like that, etc. But I really appreciate it, X-Kid, and I appreciate you guys for coming by, SSJ, Jay Leno and stuff, Upward Ninja, CJ, even though you are a huge ass troll, or whatever. Thank you, Sonic Rush, for coming by. Stuff. I really appreciate you guys and the company and whatnot. I know it's definitely it's 11:20, so it's not really that late, but it's about to be like 12 o'clock, but you know how it is. But that's all for tonight. I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. This is John Lowe Fox, and I'm out. Peace, and until we meet again. Hopefully I don't get copyright strike for these for playing some of this stuff, but but again, it's instrumental, so I should be fine. All right. Anyways, I'm out. Peace.